Welcome to NCE News Wrap, sponsored by Groundforce Shoreco, where we bring you some of the month's biggest stories in a quick 5-minute roundup. National Highways Lower Thames crossing has cleared a key hurdle, with the Planning Inspectorate accepting the project's planning application for examination. It comes after the National Audit Office revealed that National Highways is monitoring the project due to value for money issues, with its potential cost rising from £8.2 billion to £9 billion. Data obtained by NCE via a Freedom of Information request has also revealed that National Highways spent £266.7 million on developing and redeveloping the DCO application over the course of 5.5 years. In other news, work on Belfast's new multi-modal transport hub, Grand Central Station, is progressing at pace despite the challenges of the last few years. Farrans Sacyr JV is delivering the project on behalf of Northern Ireland public transport provider Translink. Main construction began earlier this year. Construction of the station's steel frame has recently got underway, a significant milestone given that sourcing the material once looked difficult.
Since we've signed the contract and been on site, the biggest challenge has really been the uncertainty this year around availability of materials. And also the cost of materials. So inflation has been a really big piece from us tendering the job and then us tendering out to supply chains and trying to manage that variance, which can be quite extreme. And there was times at the start of the year where we didn't know whether we were going to be able to source the steel frame for this project because of the Ukraine war and the sort of supply chain issues that was potentially going to have. But so far we've managed to weather the storm.
The COVID-19 pandemic also came at a critical time for the project, according to Translink Head of Major Projects, Philip Brown.
We had COVID to contend with, which was during some of the enabling works for the contract and also during the procurement of the main works for the contract. So there were certainly a lot of challenges in engaging with our contractors during that period. But we're successfully on programme and we've been able to manage that.
It was quite a modal shift for us to tender job completely online. It was a real challenge not to get those personal relationships and really a better understanding of the project.
An investment by the Department for Infrastructure, the station will be at the heart of a new city neighbourhood called Weaver's Cross, with mixed use development proposals. It is located on an 8-hectare site beside the current Europa Bus Centre and Great Victoria Street station, and will feature 26 bus stands, 8 railway platforms and cycle and taxi provision.
So the 26 buses come in just where that yellow digger's running, whether you can see that in camera or not. That is the bus parking, and there'll be 26 spaces. The lines, the train lines get diverted, so you'll notice, and there might be some train movement as I speak in the background, but you will see the existing train lines, and at the very end of the job there's a rail blockade which allows the rail contractor to divert the rail lines from the existing location and into the new side of the building, which runs through a new bridge and then runs on the opposite side of the RC spine wall.
Plans to reopen the abandoned Portishead line have been given the go-ahead by Transport Secretary Mark Harper. It comes after North Somerset District Council had to rethink its funding plans, with delays in the planning process pushing up the cost of restoring the line. Another project making progress is Sizewell C. Business Secretary Grant Shapps has visited the nuclear power station to mark the signing of contracts with EDF for £700 million of government investment. This was announced by Chancellor Jeremy Hunt in the autumn statement. The autumn statement also confirmed that HS2, Northern Powerhouse Rail and East West Rail will progress as planned, despite fears that they could be scaled back due to spending cuts. Meanwhile, reports have surfaced that the Hinkley Point C nuclear power station may not be operational until 2036, 11 years after its original 2025 completion date. However, a spokesperson for Hinkley Point C has maintained that the project is on track. And finally, civil engineering's rising stars have been crowned at NCE's Graduate and Apprentice Awards. Nicola Graham from WSP was crowned Graduate of the Year. Kavita Sohal from Arcadis scooped the Degree Apprentice of the Year award, and the winner of the Apprentice of the Year was Jack Scott from Ferrovial Construction. Meanwhile, Sophie Rice from BAM Nuttall took home the award for Outstanding Contribution to the Industry, and James Rawlin from Arcadis won Outstanding Contribution to Net Zero Carbon. Finally, Lang O'Rourke's Cheryl Wiley scooped the award for Outstanding Contribution to Digital Engineering. Thank you for watching NCE News Wrap. Join us again next month for another roundup. This news wrap was brought to you by New Civil Engineer in partnership with Groundforce Shoreco. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content, but for now, here's a bit more information on our sponsor.
Groundforce Shoreco are the leading supplier of shoring equipment in the UK and Ireland, delivering first-class engineering and designs, exceptional service, and the highest quality kit for over 40 years, from the smallest excavations to the largest. Groundforce Shoreco, experts in excavation safety.